Welcome to the Female Scholar Voices series. Today I'm speaking with Ivanka Visnjic. She's an assistant professor in the Department of Operations, Innovation and Data Sciences at ISADO Business School in Barcelona. Ivanka, it's great to have you here today.
Thanks a lot for inviting me.
So tell us a little bit about your academic career.
Okay, so I did my undergrads in Serbia in applied economics. And before I started my academic career, my first job was in consulting. So I got a big break to do my internship at McKinsey in Belgium at the point when I was in Serbia. Moved to Belgium, spent some time in consulting, and then realized that I actually want to go back to school. So I joined Strategy, Innovation and Managerial Economics group at Catholic University in Leuven with the objective to really understand a new field at the time of service business model innovation and work in parallel together with a company that was shifting from a product to a service business model, a company called Atlas Copco. So that was the start of my academic career. That led me later on, in the last year of my PhD, to Cambridge, where I continued to do that work and helped set up Cambridge Service Alliance, which is a partnership between researchers interested in service business models and companies that support research on that topic. After doing that, I found my first assistant professorship position at ISADO Business School, where I have been for the last 6 to 7 years doing research on service and other types of business model innovation, and also teaching innovation-related subjects to the master, MBA, and executive audiences. So that was my journey so far.
Ivanka, it seems you've lived, studied, and worked in a range of countries. Can you share some of the challenges you encountered during those transitions over the years, and maybe provide us with some insights on how you tackled those challenges?
Sure. So if I think about the last 10 years in academia, I would probably think that there are about 4 groups of challenges that I faced and 4 lessons that I've learned. The first one has to do with the beginning, and at the beginning, what you really need to do is get your opportunity. One of the challenges that I faced is that my research subject was quite new, and the research group I was in, I was probably the only one that focused on this new subject. And as supportive as my colleagues were, I really had to venture out and find myself, my community. And if I couldn't find it, create it somehow. So that's when I got in contact with Andy Neely, who worked from Cambridge, and we did a lot of research together. He was one of my core mentors and co-authors. I also reached out to Henry Chesber at a later stage, which led to some of the collaborations we are starting right now, and a visit to Berkeley. And last but not least, Julian Birkinshaw, with whom I work on some other topics related to business model innovation, whom I visit at London Business School. So as a young female researcher, do not be too timid to reach out, find your mentors, find the role models, and just try to get those opportunities. You have to be selective, you have to be smart, but you have to make your own way. That would be the first thing. The second thing is, once you get those opportunities, you really have to deserve them. So you have to work very hard and find the right way to capitalize on them. The challenge that I faced in that area was that, particularly at the beginning, service business models and servitization was not a known or yet appreciated research subject. It was very relevant for practitioners, but somehow in academia we still haven't been looking into that. So for a young PhD student, it was quite unorthodox to take up a new subject area. And I really have to persevere through a lot of criticism and a lot of rejections from journals, from conferences, and this was really tough, because to start with, I always wanted to be very good, and I always wanted to be perceived as someone who doesn't fail. And in research, as in life, you fail, and you fail many times. So you have to learn how to suck it up, dust yourself off, and try again. Be flexible, pivot, find other communities that are interested in your work, other positioning for your papers. For example, I started to work in the strategy field and worked with strategy theories, and then I realized that actually there is more interest in operations management, innovation management community. There's more fit with their research questions, so I pivoted. So that would be the second. The third one is, once you have deserved your, once you have made most out of those opportunities, you want to claim it. You do not want to sit and wait for the acknowledgement and the promotions to come to you. You want to showcase and promote yourself. And this is, I think, harder for female academics, and I think women in general, to really go out and to claim their worth. And it's absolutely necessary. So I wasn't always chased to get a salary raised, nor was I always acknowledged for all the work that I did, but I stood up for myself, and in a very polite and also humble way made a showcase and pitched my what I believed was what I deserved. And finally, I think the last thing that I think is important for Patricia, you and I, and a lot of other female scholars, is once you made it through your biggest battles and you have accomplished at least a certain amount of recognition for your work, it's important to give back. It's important to acknowledge people who have helped you and who have mentored you, and it's important to mentor those that are starting to look for their opportunities today. And this is what I'm hoping to do with this program. I'm hoping to send that message across, and also to tell my story and to share my good and bad and ideas and experiences, so that the others can learn. I think that's also very important.
These are really important insights. To sum them up, obviously young female academics should proactively reach out to build their network of collaborators, but also of mentors throughout their career stages. Secondly, they should develop an ability to cope with failure. I always term it as being persistent, right, throughout the time. You should also, thirdly, learn to market yourself, to pitch your own ideas to different audiences, different communities. And last but not least, I fully agree with you, it's really important to give back and help other female academics who need your support and can learn from the insights you learn throughout your academic career.
Yeah, absolutely. So you need to get the opportunities, you need to deserve them, you need to claim them, and then finally you need to give them back.
Great. Thanks so much for sharing your insights today with us, Ivanka.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.